Phantom Sounds Production. What up, sound? What up, sound?
Let's see those juice boxes, y'all. Let's see those juice boxes, y'all. Can you get rid of him, y'all? Get rid of Ray. Kick Ray. Bouncers, please. Please, bouncers. Hello, y'all, and welcome. Hold on. Hello, y'all, and welcome to the last Red Room Talk of the year. Happy New Year's Eve to everybody. But you can find us here every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm your host, Jen. The Red Room Talk is a show about love, intimacy, and interpersonal relationships, including self, to erase different social stigmas. We are here to have candid discussions and cut through stigmas to show that in the end, no matter your background, we all have commonalities when it comes to matters of the mind and the heart. Nothing is off the table in the Red Room Talk. Last episode, if you missed us, that's okay. You can find us on YouTube by clicking the link in my profile and subscribing. Last episode, we talked about the male perspective, but this week we're going to discuss adversity with this week's topic, overcoming obstacles, a story of survival. We have an all-star cast. We have my guest co-host, Top Badge, King of Diamonds. We have Top Badge, I Am 6. We have Top Badge, Really Rebecca. And we have my co-host for Trauma, Purpose Driven. Let's find out how the panel feels about overcoming life's obstacles. Please stick around till the end. We need the audience's help later in the show, so don't go nowhere. But before we all get started, all I ask is that you keep your mind open and your language clean. First things first, I'm going to have you guys get in the box and introduce yourself and let me know about anything you guys have going on, about any shows that you have, and then we will get started. So if you guys haven't already, hit that plus sign, and I can't do anything until this is over. I can't even see the plus sign. Okay, y'all. Okay. Okay.
Yo.
I think we're just waiting on Really Rebecca.
Let's go. 6. Let's go.
What am I
Happy New Year, man. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too, my brother.
Perp, what's up, Perp, man? Look, man, blessings to everybody in the live gym. New Year's twin.
Happy New Year's, everybody. We're just waiting on one more person. But I'm so blessed to have you guys all here on the very last day of the year. I'm so proud to have each and every one of you, and I'm so excited for this show. I know we probably might not have as many views as normal because everybody's out partying, but that's okay. That's okay. It's going to be lit, and they're going to watch it on YouTube later and be really sad that they wasn't here, okay? So, there she is. Go ahead and hit that plus sign, Really Rebecca, and then we will get started. But as always, we are polite here in the Red Room, and we let the ladies go first. So I will have Miss Purpose. Let me know about your show and about anything you got going in your life, and then we will move on to Miss Really Rebecca.
Hey, y'all. I'm Purpose. I'm known as Purpose Trimmer as well. I do have a show on every other Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where Jen is the co-host. Besides that, normally I do manifestation credit talk. I got to start that back up, but yeah, that's about it.
We'll go ahead and 6 while we're waiting for Really Rebecca to jump back in.
Man, I really don't have nothing special going on. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no shows,
You're in
nothing
the
like
box,
it. I should, but you know what I'm saying? Chris didn't get back to me or whatever. But anyways, yeah, I'm just a streamer. You feel me?
I don't see you in the box. You're gonna have to get out and get back in.
Rebecca, you might have to hop the box and hit it again, because I don't see you on my end either, man. Shout out to Purpose. Shout out to 6. Pulling up here, 6, one of the OGs of the streamer, you know, saying.
Listen,
you know,
I've been trying to get him on for a minute, and him and I, we were talking, and actually it was him and I that came up with this episode. We had a long discussion, and so a shout out to him for the topic for the very last episode. So yeah, shout out to you, Miss Really Rebecca. Let us know about
everybody.
your show.
Salute. Hey, y'all. Happy New Year's. It's almost
Happy New Year's.
Let's go.
Happy New Year's, y'all. And I'm your girl, Really Rebecca. I got my show here, Secret Sweetheart, every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, y'all be sure to come check me out. My show is right before King of Diamonds getting lit. Yes.
All right, co-host, let us know about your show and what you got going on.
Well, like Really Rebecca said, I got a show every Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern. It's called Getting Lit. If you rap, you sing, make sure you tap in with us. Just a network that we started, just bringing music lovers together from all over the world or whatever. 9 p.m. Eastern, Thursday nights. All right. I'm King of Diamonds too, by the way. You can call me Kingy. Shout out to everybody in the building. Jen, thanks for having me on the last episode of the year. And man, you put together a hell of a panel. I was like, oh yeah, we finna, man, look, we finna have fun. We gonna kick it tonight. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk some game tonight. So look, y'all keep y'all ears open. We're gonna talk some game tonight. We got Six up in here. We got Big Perk, my dog, up in here. Okay, we got Miss Really Rebecca in here. Okay, we got some OGs of the streamer scene up in this thing. Okay.
Listen, I'm so excited. I've been trying to get this man on this show for a minute, okay? But I am y'all's host, Jen. You can find me here I gotta hear y'all say every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on the Red Room Talk. But if you don't find me on Saturdays, you can find me every Tuesday on Cut the Beat with my co-host G-Way, who's normally here on Saturdays, but we won't talk about that. Also, you can find me every Thursday. I am a graphic artist and I am a part of the panel of judges for Getting Lit every Thursday with King of Diamonds. So make sure y'all tap in with all these folks and make sure y'all hit everybody here with a favorite because they are here spending their holiday right before midnight with us, okay? So make sure y'all tap in with all of these folks, okay? There's some great people. But before I get started, with the holiday here, I just think we need to be all thankful for even being able to be here. And I just lost a great friend of 30 years. His name was Joey. But I just wanted to shout him out and dedicate this show to him because he was someone who was near and dear to me. We've been friends for 30 years and he just passed. So this show is dedicated here tonight for him. But yeah, it's all love. And I definitely just want to say that I love each and every one of y'all for being here. So I appreciate y'all. But I'm going to start the show off a little different this time. Okay. I'm going to start off, the show with the video to kind of give you guys a feel of what we're going to talk about here tonight. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and share that. Okay.
Put us on mute.
The words of Thomas Merton perhaps were stronger than we think. That everybody in this room, I'm sure at some point, has gone through something in their lives, and you've survived it. But not only did you survive it, you took that trauma, that hurt, that revelation, or whatever it was, and you used it to connect, to give, to influence, to help. And that is the beauty and the purpose of what we are here on this earth to do.
Y'all, I want you to listen to all our stories tonight and everything we talk about and really take heed to how important it is to keep going when you're going through something. I know this time of year is really hard for a lot of people, so shout out to everybody who's going through something and doesn't have anyone to talk to. But you guys, I'm always here. This is a safe place. Just wanted to let you guys know, all know that. But I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, okay? Catastrophes can occur with unexpected swiftness and in an instant change our lives forever. Illnesses and other misfortunes may develop slowly over time, and they too may change our lives forever. But the story does not have to end there. With the help of my panel tonight, I hope we can give you hope in your times of adversity and give you strength to keep going. With that, I'm going to ask my first question. Tell me about the biggest obstacle or adversity that you've had to face in your life. Anyone can start.
Just gonna start it off there. It was just a low blow.
Yeah, right there. We got to get right into it, okay?
Just getting ripping the Band-Aid clean off.
Right.
Look, we don't got no lube here tonight, okay? So we can go straight in.
Okay? I mean, I guess I'll go first.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? So about last year around about this time, I got released from the hospital. You know what I'm saying? I had a total of 5 brain surgeries. You know what I'm saying? 4 to stop the major bleed, and then a 5th one, you know what I'm saying, to make sure everything was, you know what I'm saying, working properly. You know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying? I got some slight health issues, you know what I'm saying, like with my right arm, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get my brain time to heal, I guess, you know what I'm saying? it's just been a crazy ride. You know what I'm saying? So you know, bear with it. What I'm trying to say is, you know, I think I had a purpose. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, I got 4 daughters. You know what I'm saying? And to leave them behind, you know what I'm saying? It just wasn't feasible for me. You feel me? It just wasn't. You know what I'm saying? I got a greater purpose, honestly. You know what I'm saying? To raise my daughters, and that's really all I have to say at the current moment. You know what I'm saying?
Glad you're still here with us for sure.
Nah, that part.
I guess I can go. Honestly, I've been through a lot in my life, so it's kind of like hard to pick like which one. But honestly, being physically and mentally abused was my biggest one. Um, I don't know if y'all have ever had to pull yourself out of a deep place with no help, a dark place with no help. Um, I would say that's my biggest one. I mean, I could go all day long about my stories, but I would say that's my biggest one, honestly.
I guess I'll go next. So, I'm gonna be honest. I can relate to both of them. I've had to go through a lot through my life. Nothing was ever handed to me. I've always had to earn my own. That's number one. Um, when I was younger, there was a lot of negative things I went through. I was raised in the South, so there was a lot of racism, colorism. I went through rape. I went through molestation. I went through having a child young. I went through breast cancer in my 20s, and then again being raped in my 20s, and then finding out on my later end of 20s about having lupus. And when I started here on TAG in 2019, that was when they first told me that my main option at that time was chemo. So I had to start undergoing radiation for a little bit, even though I went through that with breast cancer and stuff too when I was younger. And then by the time the pandemic hit, I was in the beginning phases of my chemo treatment. So for me, when I came into TAG, that was my main thing. Like the sole purpose of why I was here on TAG in the first place, it was 2 reasons. I love broadcasting, love it, love every aspect of what it is that we can do with it. And honest to God, I stayed up so much because I never wanted to go to sleep because I was scared if I went to sleep, I was not going to be here. And I have my son to live for. He's 21. So, it was interesting, but yeah, been through a lot of different obstacles. So.
Glad you're here too.
Hey, most definitely. I just want to say, man, shout out to y'all for sharing, because that was all personal, the things that y'all shared and what we shared. Shout out to Jen, for putting together a show where you can, get to have a safe environment where, you can just express yourself and it's welcome. But, for me, I feel like, I could just piggyback. I most definitely like, just from the angle of, we all have went through a lot that has brought us to this point in life. And like, I just feel like my purpose is just to be a mentor and a leader, you know what I mean? Just for the people I encounter or my family, my kids, most definitely my kids. But, yeah, I went through a lot that got me to this point though. So yeah, it's kind of hard to narrow it down. Just come from where I came from. Like six, like we from Tennessee, so it's like, yeah, it's yeah. So this is what I'm gonna touch on.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is something I really don't ever share, but because you all have shared yours with me and all of us, I will share. Kingy does know, but I've been sick for over a year. I was dealing with brain issues, and then at the time I was also going through testing for leukemia, and during the same time I was also getting biopsy for cervical cancer, all at the same time. I was on Tagged. I had really just started streaming. I had just kind of started wanting a show, and really that's what you guys all don't understand is that really is what kept me going to get the show. I think that I don't think people really realize how hard that I had to work because I was dealing with, I couldn't really speak properly. My brain wasn't working the way. That's why I still to this day use my prompter to do the show. I do have moments where, if you notice, they call it jenning, but I will stutter or I'll forget something as I'm saying it. But this is something that I've really been contending with, so people really have no idea the fight that I've had to fight, not only for the show that I have, but for the badge. I really put in a lot of work, and I had to put in overtime to try to do things while sick. There were times that I literally would be on the show literally the day after a spinal tap. I've gone through several spinal taps and procedures, and I would still make it here to this show every week. And really, and while I'm doing this, just to express my gratitude, King of Diamonds really was kind of my saving grace and the one that really kept me going, because there were so many times that I told him I couldn't do it anymore. I wanted to give up, and he kept me going. And I don't think I could have done it without all of you, with all of y'all's support, without the people who really believed in me. It was something that I was really embarrassed of. You know, I felt like I was broken or like I wasn't worthy to be here in front of you all, but I'm here standing here today to tell you all that no matter what you go through, no matter what you do, that through all things, it's possible. You've gotten through 100% of every day, of every bad day you've had. And so we're all survivors here. And so I appreciate each and every one of you for sharing. But because it's helping me right now share something that I don't normally share. So I appreciate all of you. Okay. So if y'all are just pulling up, that's okay. We have so much more to come. You can find us here every Saturday on the Red Room Talk at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, y'all. We just discussed the biggest obstacle, adversity, and Lord, that was just an obstacle for me just to say it. But now we're going to talk about hardship. Somewhere along the way, you've endured a personal tragedy or adversity that has affected you in your outer relationships. These can range from small tragedies such as not getting that promotion at work to big tragedies such as life-altering accident or illness or hardships of any sort. The little tragedies can be a test, especially at the beginning of a relationship, and can affect family and even friendships. How does each person react to the tragedy? Then how does each support the other? We learn and we grow with each other, and this includes all of life's ups and downs. We support each other even while enduring a tragedy ourselves. It shows a lot about our personal character as well as how we value the other person's feelings. When the big tragedies come along, they can change us and our relationships. After a horrific accident, a death in the family, or some other type of loss, things will never be the same, for each person and for the relationships. The important thing is to get through it together. Support each other and love each other. You never know what the future holds, but if you are there for each other, you can get through it together. So my next question is, what was the hardest part about what you went through? And how did it change your relationships with the people around you?
Honestly, I became distant. Distant from others, honestly. I shut people out, friends, family. Gave me social anxiety as well. So it changed a lot about me. So I would say, honestly, I done lost my train of thought, y'all, because it's a deep thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a really deep thing. It's different. I'm pretty sure other people has been through it, the physical abuse, the mental abuse. But yeah.
Yeah, I could say the same. For me as well too. I'm not even gonna lie. Like the main issue for me was like I had been through so much stuff. Like it desensitized me a little bit to a lot of things, and especially with like my son, he's 21. I'm 37. You know what I mean? Like he grew up with me. A lot of times I had to kind of catch myself and make sure that I was still make sure that not only was I providing what he needed for him, just in general, the materials, the different things that he needed for him to live, but to make sure that I was also providing for him mentally what he needed to grow. Because it's hard when you're growing up with your child and then you're going through all these different things to sometimes remember that you still have them looking up to you no matter what it is that you go through. So I feel like, if anything, like the hardest part of that was just making sure that I stayed connected and stayed grounded with not only him but the world, so that I could help teach him and not pull him away from or over shelter him from the world too, so that he wasn't to be the same as I was, which was desensitized to a lot of things because of the different tragedies and different things that we've been through in our life. You know what I mean? Because especially when you're raising your children, like they grow up with you, no matter how old or young you are, they grow up with you in whatever phase you are in your life. And I really had to make it a purpose to like stay prayed up and stay asking God what I need to do. You know what I mean? To make sure that he doesn't get messed up by what I was going through. So I guess I could say that.
I say for me, I had to deal with therapy, you know what I'm saying? So that's the biggest thing that I, had to do. I couldn't walk, I couldn't talk, you know what I'm saying? I'm slick prescribed medication, you know what I'm saying? So to compress my seizures, you know what I'm saying? So I can't see a lot of flashing lights and stuff like it. And it just made me shut the world out, you know what I'm saying? Like King Diamonds will tell you, you know what I'm saying? Like I was on his show, you know what I'm saying, rapping and everything. I can't even remember when I composed the song, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm all about music, you feel me? So, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard, you know what I mean?
How did it change your relationships with the people around you? Did it affect your outer relationships?
Yeah, it definitely did, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really like to talk no more, you know what I'm saying? I tend to shut people out, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't trust nobody, you feel me? Like, so it's a lot that comes with that. You know what I'm saying? By having surgery, and I'm still trying to cope with it now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm late on taking my medicine because I had to join the show. You feel me?
Oh, I appreciate you, dog.
Well, look, I gotta take my medicine right now during the show. So it's New Year's.
Yeah, get it in. Hey, we still got
Happy New Year's, everybody! If you just tuned in to the Red Room Talk with Jen, I'm just say, like, for me, like, all like my struggles as far as like in that lane would just consist of, it was kind of the opposite. Like, y'all kind of cut people off. It's like when I was going through the stuff I was going through, my family, was cutting me off, and friends were cutting me off, and didn't believe in my dream. And I'm pushing. They were asking me, "What am I doing?" And this, and the third, and because I wanted something that they couldn't see. You know what I mean? Like, I worked a job for like about 7, almost 8 years, and just quit and just jumped out there on me. I did it the street way, and then I got taught a lesson. So that's when these same people cut you off. So it's like, just from the mistakes that you learn, as you find yourself, it's like you you just see people's true colors. So it's just like, and this how I move now. I'm a do what I feel is best for me, and just keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? Just because I know, like, we all been through a lot. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the battles we all done faced. You know, like I already said, that's the shaped us. So it is like people have cut me out before because they didn't believe in me. So it's like, now what? And when you see somebody doing something, what you want to come back around that? Okay.
Oh, yeah, they do that. They do that.
You know how that goes. So I've been kind of solo trained to be solo dolo now. You know what I'm saying? My circle's so small.
Yeah. That happens a lot too. Definitely.
Yeah.
So the hardest part about what I went through, I think, was feeling very alone. But not only that, but it was really losing my old self. I was mourning myself. I was mourning the person I was before. The person I was before this worked 5 jobs, 7 jobs at one time. I was a go-getter. There was nothing you could tell me. Money was all for me. I didn't care about man. I was
Let
really.
me find out.
I'm telling you.
Let me find out you got some Jamaican in you.
That's what my papa always said. He said,
You want to sit down? You want to run up and down the floor? I got those too.
I mean, I've had some. Never mind. We'll save that for another show. But I've had some. And, anyways, just kidding. This is a featured show. Sorry. No, I'm just joking. But no, I think for me, it was really just losing myself. It was losing the independence I had, and especially in the beginning, I was really almost like comatose. Like I was having problems with speech. I was stuttering. I couldn't, like, the meds they had me on made me really sick. I couldn't go into the stores, like, to shop anymore. I don't even go grocery shopping anymore. I have them shop for me and bring me my groceries. But it definitely...
That's because you a boss. Now, that's just because, you bossed up a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
They bring it in a limo, with golden plated bags. But no, I'm just kidding. But not only that, I think it was just... and how it affected my relationships. First, a lot of people pulled away from me. I don't know if they thought that because I was different and I couldn't go out and do the things I did anymore, or if they thought I was going to be another thing to deal with. And it really made me revert into myself to where I started almost, I won't say almost, but I really didn't leave the house. Not for a long time.
I did.
And I still honestly don't very often. That's why I'm on here. This was my kind of saving grace, I think. And to be honest, my mom can attest it, but this app really saved my life because I was in a really low place that I didn't know from day to day if I wanted to be here. And I say that very openly because I know a lot of people that go through things contend with that, but I was in a very ugly, dark place. I wasn't myself. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't leave the house. I barely got dressed or brushed my hair for that matter. But this app really saved my life. And I know at first, some of my family members really couldn't understand why I was always on the phone. Because I can remember last Christmas, I was doing thought rehab, and they couldn't understand, well, why you were spending time with us, but I didn't want to because they wasn't connecting with me that way. I was kind of really pushing them off because the people around me that made me feel good, the kingies of the app that, made me laugh and made me feel good. I felt like I was a part of something, and they had no idea of my outer life. I could mask it. I could get on here and I could have a pretty smile, and they would just tell me that I have a pretty smile. They didn't know that I was sick, and I could hide it. I could hide it really well, but I couldn't because it also was taking it was taking something from me. So I had to confide in someone, and I confided in King of Diamonds. He turned out to be he is my best friend. That's my twin. he really is what got me through that, and made me start really enjoying being around people again. Not in the physical sense, obviously, but but to really to conversate, because I wouldn't get in the camera. I didn't want to go in lives. I felt like, no, they're gonna know, like they're gonna be able to tell. But I really hit it so well that even up until now, a lot of people didn't know. So I definitely, thank Kingy, because I don't think he really knows that I might not even have been here today to tell this story. So I definitely appreciate all of y'all for sharing, yours goings too. But if y'all are just pulling up, that's okay, y'all. You haven't missed much. We still have a lot more to discuss. You can find us here every Saturday on the Red Room Talk at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We just discussed the biggest obstacle and adversity that we've had to face, and what was the hardest part about what we went through, and how it changed our outer relationships with the people around me. But now I want to talk about your strength. I'm going to go ahead and play another video for you guys, and then I will go ahead and go on to the next topic, okay?
Let me show you something about yourself. For all the bad days you've ever had, for every day that you thought you wasn't going to get through, for every period in your life you did not see no way you could come out on the other side, your track record for surviving them bad days is 100%. You have survived every single one of them. Your track record for surviving bad days is 100%. And that's pretty good.
We're all here today are survivors. And I want to let you all know that you're a survivor and a thriver, because we're all here to tell the story. When I was writing this episode, I thought about all the amazing people that I've met in my life who have been through unbelievably difficult circumstances, and not only made it through them, but found a way to turn it into something positive. And then I thought of the flip side, those times when I was met with defeat and I did nothing. I cowered, I crumbled, and I didn't learn from it. And then many people I know have done the same. But what made the difference? What I want to know is, what gave you the strength you needed to be able to stand here in front of us today? And did you ever have a moment that you wanted to give up? What gave you the strength you needed to be able to stand here in front of us today? Go ahead, sis.
I'll be honest.
You okay? I see you looking like.
I was gonna be honest, y'all. Like, when it came down to it, a lot of times I still don't feel like I have it. I pray. God is the only reason why I'm here. That's it. God and the love of my family, my son, and my passion for what I like to do. Which, like I said, when I was going through all what I went through, felt like I didn't want to be here. I'm like, man, bump this mess. And what really touched me more than anything, because when I was younger, like, nobody knew I had breast cancer when I was younger. I didn't even tell the majority of my family, because honestly, I didn't feel like they cared. And it was the same thing with lupus. When the pandemic hit and I told my family I'm going through chemo, I'm going through this, nobody picked up the phone. Nobody picked up the phone. Nobody said, are you okay? What's going on with you? That's why I had to put some mascara on. It was God. It was God. It was all God. Like, I sat there, and even after I would get off alive, I would sit there and just cry and cry because I didn't want to go to sleep. And I would listen to, like, prayers, and I would listen to different, like, verses and different things, and I would listen to affirmations. I would listen to all kinds of stuff because I was like, there has to be a reason why I'm still here.
Yeah.
So it was God. It was God, because when it came down to believing in people, it was a lot of people that didn't know me that rooted for me, but the ones that I felt like were most important, that, you know, they weren't there. But the ones that didn't know me and they just saw me for me, you know, just saw me, oh, Becca, the energy, da da da. And it's like, you don't understand. I'm giving you my all because I don't know if this is my last time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was God. Because I'll be honest, even to this day, you know, we still got our things that we have to go through. So I'll be honest, it's not me. It's not me at all. It's just God and God believing in me. I'm just being honest. So, yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, it's hard standing here today, honestly. I know I got a show on how to cope with trauma, but as a mental health specialist, it gets hard on me. Talking about this can be hard for me. So it's like I was texting Jen before the show, hey, I'm nervous. Like my anxiety's out the roof, and it still is because I'm still in this box, but we'll talk about that. But standing here today was difficult. But I know behind things that I went through in life, there's a purpose behind it. You know, experiencing seeing my uncle get shot 6 times. Like I said, I could go on about my stories, but it's hard, you know, but I'm here, you know, because you might not, you never know who's in the vicinity of who needs to hear this. Like, oh, she's still standing there. Why I can't keep going? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you just never know. And like I said, you know, I do this daily at my job. You know, I deal with traumatic experience with kids and stuff like that. But I know there's a purpose behind the things that I've been through. So that's why I'm here today.
Did you ever have a moment that you wanted to give up?
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. I've had 3 suicidal attempts, so most definitely. Most definitely. And I'm talking about hospitals after that, you know. So most definitely.
I'm glad you're
You know, I felt like, you know, what am I here for? You know? Because everybody that's been in my life that has said that they've loved me, they have hurt me. So I'd be like, what am I here for? But now I deal with it. I got PTSD issues, you know, social anxiety. So yeah, but there's definitely times, definitely times. So
thank you for sharing. 6.
Yo. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Them 4 little girls.
yeah, for sure. The poor little girls, that's my reason for being here. You know what I'm saying? And God, it wasn't my time to leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people don't know. Like, I have actually, biologically, I have 3 girls, but her father passed away, so I adopted her. You know what I'm saying? So she called me daddy. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's been times that I didn't want to get up. You know what I'm saying? I had to get up. You know what I'm saying? It's just been a crazy ride for me. Like, honestly, I don't like really Rebecca said, it's just nothing but God. You feel me? For real, for real. It's nothing but God.
It is God. And I'm just glad that I'm ignorant enough that, you know, God can still work with me. As they say, God, protects and bless the babies in the food. And I'm an April Fool's baby, so I'm like, hey, he ain't got no choice but to try to help my little silly butt out. You know what I mean? Like, he ain't got no choice. I'm like, that's at least how I try to put it in my head. Like, look, you ain't got no choice, guy. You gotta help me out. You know what I mean? You made me April Fool's baby. You feel me? So,
Got him.
Most definitely. Let me see, man. Cause y'all, just man, shout out to the panel, man. Real talk. Cause y'all just got everybody in the fields, and and appreciate y'all for sharing. Most definitely. I'm gonna say my purpose for sure, like my biggest motivations. Um, not. I mean, my family. My kids, most definitely, and the people that I can inspire. You know what I mean? Because that's what broadcasting is about. Honestly, it's about inspiring. It's about showing people a different way of doing something that I feel like is fun, and it it's been a lot of ups and downs, just like everything I ever put my all into in life. And it's also for me like that motivation it's about legacy. That's what drives me. It's the legacy part. You know what I mean? Like six, that I am six, that means something. You know what I mean? Purpose. That it's big perk, that means something. Really, Rebecca, that means something. Gin and juice, the Red Room Talk. It's about legacy. You know what I mean? So that's also what drives me with
So, all of you, each and every one of you who come to my show, y'all are what give me the strength to be here. I wanted this show so bad. You can ask Kingy. This show really is what kept me going. And he can tell you I'm probably 100 times I was trying to give up. I was trying to give up so many times. He probably was like, he wanted to shake me. And I remember, and this is a testament because the day before I got my show featured, and I'm telling you, I was working harder than anybody else before it was a little easier for everybody. We'll just say that. But I had to work harder than everybody else, especially dealing with the brain issues that I was going through with the illness. It made it 10 times harder for me to be able to focus and to come up with the topics. And my show started out very different from what it is now. If you know, you know. If you don't, that's okay. But we developed into something beautiful, and this is really what my vision was, and I manifested a vision, and that's really honestly what keeps me going is all of you, to know that I could help one person. The people who come to me, I've had people come here to tell me that my show saved their life. If I quit this show tomorrow, that could be another person that I didn't save, or that could be another person who didn't hear something that they need to hear, so they feel like they're not so alone. And that's why I really began the show. This isn't just an ad for the show, but that's really what kept me going. It was all of you. The show kept me going. The live kept me going. The pursuit of the show, and the people here that I help, and that's really my purpose in life. I feel like, I used to be an aide. I used to be a home health aide, a nurse's aide, and I would help people, right? And I held the hands of dying people. And when I couldn't do that anymore, it really took away my sense of purpose, and I felt like I failed at life. But I get to come here and I get to help people in a completely different manner, but I still get that same fulfillment. The people that come to me and they're like, Jen, like, your show, like, you don't know what it's done for me. I talk about mental health, and people said that they kept going because of me. Like, that did something for me. That did something to my heart, and it kept me going for all of you, because those many times that I wanted to give up, they got pushed further and further to the back of my head, because the ones who were giving me the validation that I needed, and even for myself to see that it unfolded in front of my eyes, that I actually am here today with a featured show and now a top badge. Y'all really don't know what perseverance can do with a person. if you keep pushing through,
You deserve it.
you know, I feel like I felt like I deserved it because I pushed myself 10 times harder than anyone. Like, just a normal person, yeah, like you have to work hard for that, but to be sick and to not know what's going on, and to not know if you have cancer, to not know if what could happen next, or if I could die or not wake up, or you know, I didn't know. I was so in this bubble of despair, but this is what kept me going. This is all of you kept me going. My best friend, my twin and them, kept me going. All of you still to this day keep me going. So that really was it for me, was all of you in this show, and my family. My mom here, that's my biggest cheerleader. But I definitely you know, I have a really good support system, not only just on here, but the few people that I allow in my life, because I am one of those people that's very you know, close, you know, have a very close circle. But I'm very sparse with my trust, and I'm very sparse with myself, because I know the kind of person I am. So I don't just give that freely. So if I call you a friend, trust me, it is a very high honor, because I don't call very many people my friend. But I definitely appreciate each and every one of y'all. But if y'all are just pulling up, it's okay. I know we're having a little emotional night. It is a new year, but that's why I wanted to do this, because with a new year, you know, to move forward, and to show that, you know, perseverance, and no matter what you go through, you grow through it, and growth is something new, and you can keep going, and we can write this next chapter and come out stronger on the other side. And just letting it out and to show other people the strength that we went through, I think is awesome. We just talked about the biggest obstacle and adversity that we had to face, the hardest part about what we went through, how it changed our relationships, what gave you the strength, and did we ever have a moment that we wanted to give up. But now I want to know about your past self. I often reflect on the person I was before I went through my experience. I both grieve and am proud of myself for overcoming what could have very well destroyed me. I'm sitting here in front of all of you doing this very show because what I had within me was stronger than what tried to break me. I want to have you all reflect on a moment of that trying time, and what I want to know is if you could go back to when your trauma happened, or you were in the depths of your obstacle, what would you tell your past self with what you know now?
I guess I would tell myself, it's not the end. It's not the end. There's more to it. Keep going. This is not the end of your story. To keep going, you know, like, because at that time I'm in the, you know, you're in the heat of things, you're like just throwing in a towel, you know, but I couldn't think straight. So, you know, so if I was, you know, with knowing what I know now, is to just keep going. And y'all see, I did. And I'm still striving, but, you know, I could have been, I felt like it could have been a little bit better if I could have just really talked to myself, you know. But it did come into a point in time that I had to, you know, like, hey, you know, something got to change here. But yeah, that's what I would say.
Six, what would you tell your past self? He's like, dang it.
You know, what I would tell my past self is, you know, I was a turn up king, you feel me? So, you know what I'm saying, I was doing stuff that I ain't supposed to do, you feel me? So I was like, yo, don't do that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you'll live longer and healthier, you feel me? Like, I fucked up my whole health issues. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I got health issues now. So I would definitely tell myself, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't worth it. You know what I'm saying? Definitely don't do it. You feel me?
I'm kind of getting the same. Like we in agreement. We would have told ourselves pretty much the same thing.
Don't do it.
You know what I mean? But then at the same time, I feel like, still it's like the lessons that we learn, shape you into the person that you are. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's like those mistakes, maybe they were supposed to happen. You know what I mean? Because like in my life, mistakes kind of made it better because I became better. You know what I mean? I learned. I fought through it. You know what I mean? I learned how to be a fighter. So man, that's how I feel about that. Jen, I know you ready for this one.
Really, really.
It's like it was so many different things that hit me on so many different ways. Like it's kind of hard to like even think about a specific moment. And I do agree with King. I do feel like a lot of those decisions made at the time is what brought me to where I'm at now. Mm-hmm. But still to this day, the main thing that I feel like if I could just, reiterate, which is part of like my 2023 thing, is like just understand that you were worth it. Like you were always worth it. No matter what, you are always worth it. Because a lot of times, like, I don't know, for me, I just went through a lot of times where I just didn't feel worthy. Even when I did accomplish something good, I'm like, well, I mean, there's so many other people that could do this just like me. It's not really a big deal. It's not whatever. It's not, this, that, or whatever. And like this year especially, like I lost 94 family members this year. This was a tough year on top of all the health stuff. My great uncle, before he passed away, and he was like one of my favorite people in the whole entire world. I knew he was gonna have to go eventually, but I just never thought that he was gonna go. Like, he was here for forever. And literally, he wasn't able to like even really do nothing much or anything. Like when I came in the room and he saw me, he wasn't even talking for days. And he literally, that's what his last words to me is you're worth it. So, yeah.
And you are. If I can go back, with what I know now, I never in a million years would have told you that I would have, I'm sorry, but the #1 talk show on Tagged. I never would tell you that. I never would have told you I was going to be a talk show host. Oprah, okay. Nope, never would have knew that. Never would have guessed that. Never would have guessed I'd have been a top badge streamer. It was only a dream for me. Like the first time I was on Tagged, I was like, what is this? I've been on this app for 15, almost 16 years. I never would have told you. I didn't feel like I had much to say. I was just funny. Everybody liked me talking because they're like, oh my God, she's so goofy. But they thought I was just dumb. But I really would just tell myself to keep going. Because you're going to be great. And I never... Yep, my mama met her man on text. She sure did. That's what I got on here for, actually. But I ended up being... I got on here to date and end up being a talk show host. Here you go. Life really, I think, just has ways of doing that. It ends up putting you on a path that you don't even know you're going to be on. And you find yourself in a place that you need to be. And I'm going to tell you how I know. Because every time I hit that button, no matter what I'm going through outside of this app or whatever I'm going through, when I hit that button, I'm my best self. I might stutter a little bit or I might mess up during the show, but this is what I feel like I was meant to do with my life. I feel like I was meant to be here to help people and to talk to people. And I honestly I have a fear of public speaking. You never would have known that. But this really has brought out the best in me. And I used to stutter in school speeches. I'd be shaking. I'd be like, or I would just skip school altogether. Sorry, Mom. But yeah, I think honestly, but I would just say, Mama, I made it. I made it to where I never thought I would go. And I think that's really what I would say. I'm just kidding. If you're just pulling up, y'all, you're late. You haven't missed everything. We still have a little bit more to discuss. That's okay, though. Y'all can find me every Saturday. Yep, you heard it. Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We discuss the biggest obstacle and adversity, how it changed your relationships, what gave you the strength. Did you ever have a moment when you wanted to give up, and then what you would tell your past self? But now I want to talk about your biggest support. Sometimes you'll do everything you can to be supportive, and it still will be met with apathy or no response. Understand that others are tussling with something tenuous and may not be in the space to be receptive to support. Resist the urge to make it personal. Don't take any offense. Communicate your love and support and leave the door open for when they might be ready. During life's rough patches, we often go into crisis mode. We are adept at making sure pressing things are handled while basics often fall to the wayside. Think simply of your strengths. Are you an amazing cook? Make a nourishing meal and offer to drop it off. Gifted with creativity? Make a card, write a thoughtful note inside and deliver it in person or in the mail. Just show up. Be proactive and offer up suggestions of practical things you can do beyond open-ended and sometimes empty offers. Sometimes presence is the biggest thing you can do. With that, I want to know who has been your biggest supporter through all your trials, and what would you tell them now?
Message.
That part. I will be honest. You want to know who I feel like my biggest supporter has been? Me. I'm gonna be honest. Besides God, me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I still had to believe. Like no matter if people cared or not about what I did, no matter if people supported me or not of what I did, I still had to do the work for myself. And that was the blessing and the curse of going through the different trials and tribulations that you go through. Is when you go through it overall, what you realize is no matter how anybody else feels, all you need is you. God is self, and you are God, and we are all one in spirit. So all you need is you. Only confident person on this planet that you really need to have believe in you is you. So that was the biggest thing, and it's still a challenge for me from time to time, and I feel like I step outside of myself, but that's the reason why I can proudly say that I'm an introverted extrovert. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, it took a long time, but I finally learned how to love myself. And it's important because if you don't know how to learn to love yourself, then how can anybody else love you? Family, friends, your child, anybody, how can anybody else love you? If you don't understand what your love language is for yourself, if you don't understand who you are as a person, what you want, what it is, my dad told me, he was like, until a man know who he is and what he wants to be, he ain't nobody, he ain't nothing to nobody. But I feel like that's just in general. You know what I mean? Until you know who you are and what you want, you ain't no good for nobody. So no matter what strengths you have, and no matter what it is that you think, at the end of the day, it don't matter. If you don't love you, how can anybody else? And if you don't love you, why should you sit here and put this half, love out to everybody in the world? Why do it? So I finally learned how to love me. And I'm in that phase of my life, which is living and loving me.
I can honestly feel that, myself, besides the stuff that I've even experienced this year, I've had a couple people in my life, and I can honestly feel that when you say from here, from Tag, kind of saved your life because there's people in here, that has helped me.
Right.
She's one of them, she's been there, just from the stuff that I faced this year. So, but besides myself and, before, like, I really had nobody,
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I really had nobody. So, that's all I can say to that.
6.
Man, I say for me, the biggest support system is my mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, whenever I call her, she'll come running. You know what I'm saying? So thanks for my mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Other than that, and my grandmother as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Them pretty much the two people that really go to bat for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, no doubt. I call them, they coming. So yeah, that's my answer. Like, no, I'm a mama's boy and a granny's boy. You feel me?
Those are the best ones, though.
Yeah, they definitely is the best. You feel me?
Nah, big facts though, man. You see, like, I can agree with Rebecca on that one though, because that's exactly what I was about to say as far as like, I had to say myself in regard, because I feel like anything it's gonna start with you and your own confidence level for anything you're trying to do. So yeah, I got to say myself on that one.
So, I've already mentioned it, but besides my mama here in the comments, she's always my biggest fan for everything, and she's definitely one of my biggest motivators. But for what I went through, I King of Diamonds, Kingy. I can never tell you enough. I know I gotta sing you praises because I don't think that you realize what that did for someone like me who don't really trust in a lot of people. And I take relationships really seriously. So having a friend who I knew I could count on and I could tell anything to and knew that it wasn't going to go outside of that you was never going to tell anybody or make me feel bad about it, that you really just openly listened and allowed me to cry or whatever it is that I needed. But to have that kind of friend in my life, and I'd never really had that, someone who I could fully trust in, that was detrimental to my survival, I think, at that point. I don't even know if you really realize how, the magnitude of your support really helped me, but that's why you're my best friend. I mean, y'all, he really is just a great person to be around.
Don't get all mushy.
I'm not, like, I got you. I got you.
We got a show to do.
Okay, with my twin in there.
But that's my twin in them, y'all, born on the same day, same year, okay? Can you tell we look alike? But not
same day.
Twins, for real.
What we said, she came out first. That's why she was. I stayed in the oven a little bit longer. That's why.
I got all the looks though. No, just kidding. But y'all, it is that time. Ooh.
Is that time? Yeah, it's that time.
When you hear that sound, y'all, it means we're at our hot seat question segment. We are close to the end, but we are doing things a little different this season. Our hot seat question is now left up to the fate of the audience. So I need all of you here in the audience to stay put, okay? I went to Instagram to ask our peers what they wanted to ask for this week's hot seat question. If you want your question to be featured, hit my Instagram and watch out for that hot seat question post. This week, Ariana wrote in and asked, what have you changed in your day-to-day life to remain strong? I want to see in the comments who you want to answer this week's hot seat question, y'all. Go ahead and enter in the comments now.
Yo.
Dang.
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 We got 2 for Key. Oh, we got a Rebecca.
Man.
Come on, y'all. Let's see in them comments. Run them comments up real quick, okay? Oh, we got 2
Let's
for
go!
Perp.
Y'all,
another
say what
Perp.
y'all say.
Can
Come
I-
on,
can
y'all.
I
We need
get in
a
the comment too.
we need a tiebreaker. Come on now. We got 2 for Perp, 2 for
Yeah,
Key.
yeah,
We got 2 for Rebecca. Oh, another ding. Oh, we have a me. She's not here today. One more, y'all. We need a tiebreaker.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. Oh
Who
no.
got one?
Oh, there we
Yeah.
are. We got 3.
Who was
Another one. Okay.
Kenzie was the tiebreaker.
All right. Well, we'll just go ahead and let y'all all kind of say. But what have you changed in your day-to-day life to remain strong? What have you changed in your day-to-day life?
Well, I could go first. I do like motivational things in the morning, affirmations, manifestations. It has really helped me to really believe it. I don't know if you guys know, but the more you say it, the more you believe it. Just like if somebody call you stupid for a while, you're gonna end up believing it somehow, some way. You're gonna think about it. So yeah,
That part.
That's awesome.
That's what I do.
Y'all don't have, if you don't want to answer, you don't have to. Anyone can answer though.
She said, all right, so she said, what do we change in our
What
day-to-day
have
lives?
you changed in your day-to-day life to remain strong?
To remain strong. Something I changed most definitely. I think I was just telling Perp about this. Like, I just take a me day, and I've been starting to do that more, and especially like with streaming too. You know, we get so focused and so caught up in everything moving so fast paced where you just gotta, you know, like if you got children, get with your kids. If you got somebody you with, you got to just take time and just breathe, sit back, watch some TV, watch a movie, sleep. I slept for 6 hours. I ain't slept and sleep just for, just straight. I'm just gonna sleep, and so this just like it kind of helps me, through all the adversity or whatever, everything I gotta go through. Come back rejuvenated after all that.
Yeah.
I think
I'll be honest.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
What you gonna say?
No, go ahead. I'll go last.
Oh, okay. The main thing that changed. Oh, I be in them comments. I'm like, 2 seconds. Well, shout out to the Red Gang. But I feel like the main thing that I changed is in the past. I'm just gonna be flat out honest. I used to pray when I was in need more than just praying just in general. So one of the things that I changed for myself is every single day, I feel like I do not have a good day at all if the first words that don't come out of my mouth is thank you, God, thank you, thank you. Like showing gratitude for the time that I'm here. And once I felt like I started adding gratitude into my life a lot more, it made me feel more at ease about everything that I did, no matter what. I might come live and there might be some bull, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, thank you, God. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if I start my day off with thank you, God, thank you, period. No matter what is going on, baby, I got some sage for you if you on some bull, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't worried about y'all, you know what I mean? I ain't worried about the negativity. We're going to get into the positivity and we're going to keep it moving, period. So that was one thing that I changed in my life was showing gratitude regardless. Like, because no matter what we go through, like, we should just be thankful that we're breathing. Like, me going through like breast cancer and then going through lupus with pre-leukemia, and I had to be treated for all of that. Like, I spent a lot of time in the hospital, and I spent a lot of time around the younger children. And there's a little boy, and I'll never forget him. His name is Jacob, and he was the one that told me that. He was 6 years old. He had cancer in his brain, just to be honest. He had cancer, and it was like part of that, and he had a lot of aneurysms. He went through a lot of different things, and I asked him, my question was like, how do you stay strong? And he was like, Miss Rebecca, I just say thank you, God, thank you every day. And he literally like shattered everything for me, like shattered my whole I'm like, hold on. If this young man is 6 years old and he get this, and he's been in the hospital since he was born, then what in the world am I doing? So I got that from little Jacob. Thank you, God. Thank you. And I practice gratitude. Mm-hmm.
You don't have to answer if you don't want to. You don't want to? Okay. But what I had changed in my day-to-day life, I think kind of like what Kingy, I first of all, I started saying no more to things that I didn't want to do. I've always been a people pleaser, but I started saying no more. And I started taking back my power. I take Sundays off here now to have a day to where I can kind of come down from this. As much as I love all of you, trust me, and there'd be times I'm like, man, I just want to get on and stream. But I have to have a day of... And so that's really what I do. And of course, I thank God and I'm grateful. But for me, I think it's just loving myself. It's allowing myself that day of rest. And I think we all need that. I think you need to have that come down point. And like I said, taking back that power and saying no when I don't want to say yes. That was really hard for me, as for someone like me who's such a giver. And but yeah, I think that's really what I changed. But if y'all are just pulling up, this is the Red Room Talk. You guys can find us here every Saturday. It's almost over. Tonight's topic was overcoming obstacles, a story of survival. I appreciate each and every one of y'all for coming here. You can find us every week on YouTube if you missed the show, which you can find by clicking my profile and subscribing. But every show I wrap up with a quote, and then I will let you guys give your outros, and then y'all can skedaddle and go listen to the ball drop. This week's quote is... Hopefully they dropped long ago, but anyway. Strength does not come from winning. Your struggles develop your strengths. When you go through hardships and decide not to surrender, that is strength. Mahatma Gandhi. Y'all, everybody, I thank the whole entire panel. I thank all of you guys for being vulnerable here with me tonight and telling your stories so you could help somebody else out there who may be going through the same thing, and so they don't feel so alone. And that's exactly why we do the show. So I appreciate each and every one of you. But we are polite here in the Red Room. Ladies first, go ahead and let us know what you got going on. And then we'll go on to the gentlemen, and then y'all can skedaddle.
Yes, I'll go first.
Miss Purpose, yes, ma'am.
Well, on purpose, you guys, So I do have a show on every other Thursday called How to Cope with Trauma. It is this coming Thursday. So tune in with me. And that's about it.
What time?
7 p.m. EST. My bad.
She's like, let me get out of here real quick.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. Listen, first of all, thank you, Jen. Thank you, King of Diamonds. Thank you, Six. Thank you, Purpose. Like, I feel like everything happens for a reason. And the one thing that I love about broadcasting is what a lot of people don't understand is this is our form of connection and ministry as well, too. There's a lot that we learn from each other. And when it comes down to it, we all have, that's why I said go first, a purpose. You feel me? So shout out to every last one of y'all. I feel like everything happens for a reason. Thank you, Jen, for inviting me in tonight. I don't really care to plug, but here you go, whatever. My show is Secret Sweetheart every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, and we all quote that from Jen. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, even when I'm on my show, I'm like, I got that from Jen. Y'all go check her out. Okay, every Saturday at 10 p.m. You know what I mean? Eastern Standard Time. And I appreciate just being here and everybody's presence. I feel like, what we have to understand is, as people, we are all connected. We are all soul in one. So no matter what we go through, do understand that we all grow through things together. Y'all have helped every last one of us on this panel grow as people and as individuals and in general. Like, I love y'all. I love every last one of y'all in here. I don't care whatever the situation was, not what, I don't care any of that. Whatever people got going on with each other, I don't care. I love every last one of y'all, and I'm so thankful because, like, honestly and truly, like, Tag saved my life. So thank you.
Yeah.
And thank y'all for allowing me to be here. Thank you, Jean.
Sure.
Thank you.
It's my go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's my go. Now, listen, like I said, my name's Six, and I don't know if y'all know, but it stands for 6 degrees of separation. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we out here doing. You know what I'm saying? So I just appreciate y'all for coming to Jen's talk show and meeting me, because without Jen, you wouldn't know me. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate the supporters in here that support it. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
No, I ain't got no show on the way, Blake. But
But
yeah,
you are
maybe
a show.
we'll come
When
up
you go
with
to
something.
Six Live, you a show on your own. You feel me?
Yeah, for
That's
sure,
why you
for sure.
hot, baby. Don't play.
For sure.
That's right.
She said manifest it. Oh wow.
Put some blue
But
on
nah.
it. What do you expect on it? 6.
Well, nah, man. Y'all can definitely catch me at random hours. I'm probably finna go stream now, honestly.
I can feel you on that part. Look, most of the time, I got scheduled content going on, and you can just catch me in them times, and just whenever I feel like just hitting the button. So, but normally I got like I'm tied to like four or five different projects during the week.
Get
So
Lit
yeah,
Studios Productions.
tap on the IG. Yeah, all that. We doing some stuff. So yeah, just come through and check me out. I ain't gonna hold up everybody time and all that, but most definitely this was a great show. Once again, appreciate y'all sharing this energy, because we could have been doing anything else, but we right here, fucking up the vibes with each other. So yeah, man, I'm gonna take a shot for y'all
Hey.
to success. And the new year, everybody, to success.
Happy New Year.
And nothing motherfucking less. Let's go. Big shouts out to everybody on the panel in the comments. Let's go.
Yeah, y'all know who I am. I'm Jen and Juice. You can find me every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to know anything else, y'all tap in with me on Instagram. Follow me. Follow my, and subscribe to my YouTube. But other than that, y'all, that's it. Happy motherfucking New Year, y'all. It's a new year.
Happy
Let's go.
But gratitude to each and every one of y'all. Seriously, I love and appreciate each and every one of y'all. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, baby. Happy New Year.
Whew, that was So those top 3 gifters of the live that win a graphic here is I Am 6, Kingy, and Purpose. Y'all can contact me anytime for your graphic, y'all. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Let me end this recording, okay?
Apollo Sounds Production. What up, sound?